Ilocos Norte Governor Imee Marcos denies she contributed to President Rodrigo Duterte during his election campaign.
Wala namang katotohanan, palabiro si Presidente Duterte, pinapalundag lang tayo lahat, pati ako nalundag.
Duterte earlier said Marcos donated money to his campaign, but the governor is not listed in Duterte's statement of contributions and expenditures. Marcos says she only helped Duterte by rallying for votes in the solid north provinces of Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, and Pangasinan. Petitioners protesting the hero's burial of her father, late strongman Ferdinand Marcos, asked the Supreme Court to look into the issue. Former Commission on Human Rights chairperson and martial law victim Eta Rosales says, quote, "It now appears that Marcos's burial at the Libingan is the payback for the payment he admitted receiving from Mrs. Marcos." The Senate Justice Committee will recommend the filing of perjury and murder charges against self-confessed Davao Death Squad hitman Edgar Matobato. Senator Dick Gordon, Justice Committee Chair, says Matobato should be charged with perjury for his lies under oath and murder after he admitted killing at least 50 people. Gordon says, quote, "Like I said, you can't trust his statements because he keeps on changing them. They're not only inconsistent, but the inconsistencies are vital." Matobato was presented as a witness by ousted committee head Senator Laila de Lima. He accused President Rodrigo Duterte of ordering the killings through the death squad when he was still Davao City Mayor. Matobato is no longer in the custody of the police after he filed for bail last week for a 2014 illegal possession of firearms case. He is now under the protection of Senator Antonio Trillanes. Around 500 loyalists of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos gather in front of the Supreme Court to express their support for his burial at the Libingan ng mga Bayani or Heroes Cemetery. This comes a day before the expected release of the High Court's decision on the petitions filed against the burial. Ilocos Norte Governor Imee Marcos says her family is hoping the High Court will favor them in its decision. Marcos says, quote, "I am not an optimistic person by nature, so we still pray hard. But I hope they consider what President Duterte said, that my father can be buried there as a soldier, and the President believes it is according to the law." A new Pulse Asia survey shows Filipinos do not consider fighting criminality as the most urgent national concern for the Duterte administration. The percentage of Filipinos who think fighting criminality is one of the three most urgent national concerns dove 21 points, from 52% in July to 31% in September. President Rodrigo Duterte campaigned on an anti-crime and anti-illegal drugs platform. But the survey also shows peace and order is a top concern that local governments should focus on. The poll also shows the following issues are now more urgent to Filipinos: wage hike for workers at 46%, creating more jobs at 38%, controlling inflation at 37%, fighting graft and corruption at 32%, and reducing poverty at 32%. The Defense Department denies reports China is conducting reclamation work in the disputed Scarborough Shoal or Panatag Shoal. Defense Undersecretary Eduardo Del Rosario says, quote, "We confirmed from Northern Luzon Command about this information, and the Philippine Navy went there last September 18 and they found 4 Chinese Coast Guard ships and 2 fishing vessels. There was no reclamation." Zambales Governor Amor Deloso earlier said soil from alleged illegal excavation in the mountains of the province was used for construction in the disputed Scarborough Shoal. Deloso insinuated his predecessor, former Governor Hermogenes Ebdane Jr., granted permits to the miners. Ebdane denied the allegations, saying local executives have no authority over mining permits.